My wife, Eleanor Bennett, was the epitome of grace and beauty, fair-skinned, elegant, a gentle soul I'd always cherished, sheltered in the palm of my hand. That was until the day I saw her leave the house without any underwear. Only then, slowly and painfully, did I begin to peel back layer after layer of ugly truth. When I knew everything, I prepared a final birthday gift for her. My name is Nathaniel Pierce. I'm 29 and own a photography studio. I caught the early wave of the e-commerce boom, and business snowballed. We got big fast, and I hit financial freedom young. Eleanor and I are the same age. We met freshman year of college, and from dating to marriage, it's been 10 years. She's stunning, and my love for her runs bone deep. I couldn't bear the thought of her working, so she's always lived the life of a pampered wife. That leisurely existence only enhanced her allure. Seeing her carefree, sometimes endearingly clueless, filled me with deeper affection and a profound sense of accomplishment as her husband. Providing her with this beautiful life was something to be proud of. All these years, we never had kids, content in our world for two. Hey, almost home. Where are you? I typed, sitting in my BMW at a red light. To my surprise, I spotted Eleanor on a nearby street. I quickly sent the message, a playful tease. I figured I could pick her up, and she'd be thrilled. My car was far back in traffic, so she didn't see me. I was surprised to see her in this rundown part of town, where dilapidated buildings stood stark against the distant gleam of downtown skyscrapers. A reply came quickly. I just came from meeting with a shoe company about their Amazon store, a deal I closed, and this is on my way home. It made my brow furrow. Another message followed. Hey, sweetie, I ran into an old middle school friend. We're grabbing coffee. I'll be home late, so dinner's on you tonight. I looked at the message, then at Eleanor walking slowly in the distance. A strange feeling crept over me, but I didn't jump to conclusions. 10 years of history, vows, and loving moments. They couldn't be shattered by one little lie. I filed it away. Everyone has secrets, Eleanor included. I'd always respected that. I never thought she'd be capable of cheating, and besides, there was no man with her. Chapter 2. The Underwear Mystery. Back home, I washed up and started dinner. Within half an hour, a delicious spread of 3 dishes and a soup was ready. Eleanor still wasn't back. I remembered the underwear strewn in the hamper, chuckled, and shook my head. I went to the bathroom, gathered the colorful pile, washed everything, and hung it on the balcony to dry. 7 pairs, all ones I bought for her. Thinking of her figure in bed, a familiar heat rose in me, filling me with anticipation. Each pair held a unique memory. Driven by this, I went to her closet and opened a small drawer filled with underwear. I pulled them out one by one, memories flooding back. I swallowed hard, wondering if it was time to buy new lingerie. She'd always left that to me, wearing whatever I bought, happy as long as I was. Wait, 8 pairs. How could there be 8? I always organized her underwear, buying them in sets of 15. When new ones arrived, I tossed the old, so she should have exactly 15. 8 here, 7 drying. That made 15. But Eleanor was out. Could she be without any? In all these years, she'd never had such a habit. The thought planted a seed of doubt that sprouted uncontrollably. Wow, these are all my favorites. Thanks, honey. I'm going to take a quick shower. Wait for me, okay? Eleanor planted a firm kiss on my cheek, then went to the bedroom to grab underwear and pajamas before heading to the bathroom. Her cheeks were flushed, incredibly tempting. Before today, I'd have chalked it up to her rushing home, but now I overthought. I stared toward the bathroom, lost in thought. After a while, Eleanor's teasing voice drifted out. Babe, why do you only wash half of these? I laughed. I only wash my favorites. Out on the balcony, 4 pairs of her underwear swayed in the breeze. After she showered and we started eating, I made an excuse to go to the bathroom. In a small basin, the 3 pairs I'd brought back lay undisturbed. No extra pair. She'd taken a clean pair from the bedroom before showering, meaning she'd really gone out today without underwear. Chapter 3. The Unsettling Night. That night, after we made love, Eleanor lay beside me, fragrant and content, her arms around my neck. But tonight's pleasure felt off. Eleanor, usually reserved, had suddenly become uninhibited, almost wild. It was unsettling. Her breathing evened out. She was asleep. Though everything seemed normal, the underwear mystery gnawed at me. No underwear, flushed cheeks, unusual forwardness. For a possessive man like me, these doubts became a tormenting obsession. I decided to get to the bottom of it. For the next 2 days, I didn't go to the studio. As the boss, my presence wasn't necessary. I spent the days with Eleanor, and she seemed happy. On the third day, she saw me off with a lingering kiss. I drove off, parked a few blocks away, then circled back to a hidden spot to watch the house. The entire day passed. She didn't leave. Relief washed over me. I cursed my suspicions, doubting my pure Eleanor. Her first time had been with me, a reason I cherished her. In my eyes, she was an untouchable white lotus. But to be sure, I watched 2 more days. If nothing happened, I'd banish the doubt, assuming she developed a new quirk of going commando. The next day was normal. Eleanor was her usual homely self. With that day passed, most suspicions vanished, and my mood lifted. Chapter 4. The Old Warehouse District. Then came the third day. At 2 p.m., my heart leaped when I saw Eleanor emerge wearing a mask and sunglasses. A chilling premonition tensed every muscle. Trailing her was easy. I hailed a cab, slipped the driver a $100 bill, way over the fare, and he followed without questions. Her Uber stopped in the Old Warehouse District, near where I'd seen her before. Narrow streets, street vendors, e-bikes, cars, and pedestrians jostled chaotically. Eleanor's graceful figure looked strikingly out of place. Her pace hurried. She reached an alleyway and turned in. Watching her disappear, my heart hammered. I followed quickly. At the alley's mouth, I saw her figure step through a grimy glass door. Above it, a faded sign read, "Old Sal's Blind Massage." As she went inside, the door swung shut, and I thought I heard a lock click. I froze, rooted, as if my soul had been snatched. My mind reeled with repulsive images. My pristine Eleanor, my pure lotus, lying on a filthy cot, pawed by a grimy old man. Pain numbed me. I didn't kick down the door. I went home. There were still 15 pairs of underwear. No more, no less. Meaning she'd deliberately gone out without underwear to get a massage. Willingly. Recalling our intimate moments, I couldn't fathom what she'd done in there. Bitch. I roared, raw and low, choked with pain and fury. Heartbreak didn't begin to describe it. Tears blurred my vision. All these years, I, a young successful guy, faced countless temptations but stayed faithful. What did I get in return? My wife's betrayal. Chapter 5. The spy camera. No. I had to know exactly what they did. I wanted revenge, wanted them both to pay. Only then did I understand love turning to hate. I forced my face to neutrality, but the vicious glint in my eyes was impossible to extinguish. Hey, I might have to work late tonight. Probably won't make it back. Go to bed early, okay? Oh, okay. Move, you big meanie. I stood in the dim alley, walking toward the glass door. I stopped, looked up at the sign, then went inside. It was a small, cluttered room with 2 dingy massage tables. Then I saw him, Old Sal. One eye was unnaturally shut, the other a slit, misaligned, mostly white, giving the impression he could see a little. He looked late 50s or early 60s, stout, with sparse gray hair. Hello, massage. His voice revealed yellow, stained teeth. My first impression, ugly. An ugly old man, and my beautiful wife had come here without underwear. The contrast felt surreal. Suppressing nausea, I mumbled a reply and lay on a table. A faint, damp, musty odor hit my nostrils. I couldn't imagine Eleanor, so particular about cleanliness, standing it. Sal's technique was surprisingly good. He pinpointed all my sore spots. An hour later, I paid $60 and left. For the next few days, interactions with Eleanor were normal, except we weren't intimate. Whenever she initiated, I brushed her off, blaming work exhaustion. She didn't suspect anything. One afternoon, I sat on our marital bed, staring at our wedding photo. Hatred and venom filled my eyes. She'd left again around 2 p.m., in a short skirt, 15 pairs of underwear at home. She'd gone out commando. I opened an app on my phone, a live feed. The last time at the massage parlor, I'd stuck a tiny spy camera on a sidewall. How would a blind man find it? Chapter 6. The live feed. I watched the screen, waiting. Minutes later, a familiar figure walked in. The graceful body, fair legs. Who else but Eleanor? Even though I'd imagined this scene 1,000 times, seeing it for real didn't lessen the stabbing pain. Sal, Eleanor said. The old blind man, sitting quietly, jumped up, excited. He wordlessly closed the glass door, locked it, and drew the curtains. Eleanor stood calmly, watching. Once the curtains were drawn, she removed her sunglasses and mask. I observed her high chest rising and falling rapidly. Knowing her, this was a sign of excitement. Good, very good. Excited? Thrilled, you slut. I watched unblinking as Sal touched every part of her body, her barely controlled moans echoing. To my surprise, there was no intercourse, just exploration, groping. Is this your hidden fetish? Filthy, disgusting. A wave of nausea hit. I'd have found it more acceptable if she'd found a young, pretty boy. When it was over and she was about to leave, Sal grabbed her. Despite her resistance, under my bloodshot gaze, she eventually gave in. Perhaps because I hadn't touched her in so long, desire overcame reason. Everything that shouldn't have happened, happened. Eleanor's fleeing figure, Sal's satisfied, lecherous expression, seared into my soul. I closed the app, exhaling a shaky breath. Truthfully, I could have stopped that final act, but I didn't. The moment she lay on that table, she was unclean. I wouldn't want her anymore. Whether that last step happened or not, it was the same. I left the house and didn't go back. I was afraid I'd lose control and kill her to wash away the shame. Chapter 7. The Forgotten Birthday. Honey, are you working late again tonight? Yeah, swamped with bookings. Models are waiting, so I have to step in and shoot. Oh, okay. Make sure you rest. Love you. A cold sneer played on my lips. Revenge had begun. It wouldn't take much, just once. Eleanor got home and bolted to the bathroom, stripping, letting hot water cascade over her. She scrubbed until her skin was raw and red, then stopped. Regret, remorse, guilt, then stimulation, reliving it, desire. Emotions churned her mind into a mess. The old man had given her an experience her husband never could. Years of peaceful domesticity had bored Eleanor, though she'd never told Nathaniel. Her husband was perfect, friends envied her, but she felt something missing, erotic dreams, fantasies. Until that day, walking past old Sal's, restlessness took root. His ugly face, rough hands, inexplicably thrilling. She chalked it up to something innate. She'd walked past once, twice, then mustered courage on the third. During the first massage, the old man tested her boundaries. She pretended not to notice, his advances growing bolder. She'd never intended to go all the way. It was Nathaniel's fault for not touching her. After learning he wouldn't be home, Eleanor sighed with relief, terrified he'd appear and give her away. After her shower, she lay on the sofa, replaying scenes from the parlor, breathing heavy. She knew she'd fallen into a desire abyss, unable to escape, not wanting to. Suddenly, her phone rang. Her mother. Hello, Mom. Olivia, wait, Eleanor. Honey, come down and get these things. Everyone's here. Eleanor frowned. What do you mean, everyone's here? Her mother continued. Oh, that Nathaniel. Can you believe he didn't tell you? He's so thoughtful. Having a son-in-law like him is a blessing. Huh? What's going on? You silly girl, her mother said, reproachful. It's your birthday the day after tomorrow. Nathaniel called Leo and had him arrange for all our close relatives to celebrate with you. Leo was Eleanor's younger brother. I'd bankrolled his wedding and house, so her family thought the world of me. Birthday. Eleanor remembered. Her birthday was tomorrow. Every year, Nathaniel surprised her with something romantic. This time, he'd invited all relatives. Lately, thoughts of the old man had consumed her, making her forget her own birthday. A wave of guilt rose. Chapter 8. The relatives arrive. Hurry down. Your dad, brother, grandma, Aunt Carol, Uncle Joe, they're all here. Come greet them. Eleanor went downstairs and saw 5 cars parked outside. Most relatives had arrived with kids, lively. Sis, let's have everyone come up later. I'll take them to the hotel Nathaniel arranged. He's too busy to come now, her brother Leo said, approaching. Eleanor nodded. Seeing long unseen relatives, though sudden, put her in a decent mood. She hurried upstairs to welcome them. I stood in the distance, watching Eleanor's bustling figure, a cold, indifferent curve to my lips. I wasn't going home tonight. I was preparing a very special birthday gift. The next day, a light rain fell, as if foreshadowing something. At the Sterling Hotel, a luxurious private banquet room buzzed with energy. Eleanor, the guest of honor, looked at her husband's smiling face, relatives' beaming expressions, and her heart swelled with happiness. A pang of regret surfaced. Such a perfect husband. She couldn't betray him anymore. She'd let the past go. In a white dress, she looked like the purest flower. I sat beside her, gazing with adoration. She felt my gaze, initially evasive, then met my eyes openly, gripping my hand tightly, accepting my affection. A wave of revulsion hit, but I suppressed it. I'd arranged for the birthday cake to come out after dinner. Surprises are more exciting at the end. As dishes arrived, the atmosphere grew livelier. Today, first of all, thank you to all the elders for gracing us with your presence to celebrate Eleanor's birthday. On our behalf, and mine, thank you all, I said, standing and raising my glass. Not at all, Nathaniel. You're so good to Eleanor. Our daughter is truly lucky, my mother-in-law said, beaming. That's right, Nathaniel. Her aunt stood, more enthusiastic. All these years, the help you've given our family, we've seen it. If you ask me, we should be thanking you. Exactly, we're family. No need to be formal. I envy Eleanor, finding such a wonderful husband. Everyone stood, showering me with compliments. Because I loved Eleanor, I handled anything for her or her family, earning an excellent reputation. Her parents wore proud expressions. My actions had brought them honor. Chapter 9. The 7-layer cake. Thank you, honey, Eleanor suddenly said, raising her glass to me. I looked at her sincere gaze, almost feeling her shift. She seemed to regret it. I knew her. She probably wouldn't go back to the blind man, would come back to me, become the pure love of my life again. But I smiled meaningfully. Don't be hasty. There's another surprise later. It's not too late to thank me then. You rascal, Eleanor murmured, pouting playfully. After everyone ate and drank, anticipation filled the air for the main event. With children's oohs and ahs, the private room's lights dimmed, and Happy Birthday began to play. The door opened, and gasps filled the room. A 7-layer cake, already adorned with lit candles, was wheeled in on a cart. Under the candlelight, countless crystals embedded in the cake sparkled, making it even more magnificent. Happy birthday to you. Everyone clapped, singing. Eleanor was amazed. It was the most beautiful cake she'd ever seen. Unprecedented happiness washed over her. Everyone's attention fixed on the cake, overlooking the shadowy face behind the cart. An ugly old face with an inscrutable expression. Only I saw it clearly. Honey, blow out the candles. Okay, sweetie. As Eleanor's voice sounded, the ugly expression behind the cart changed, breaking into a knowing, almost relieved smile. He seemed to understand. The smile vanished, replaced by anticipation. He never thought someone like him would be intimate with such a beauty again. A mysterious person had paid him to push a cake. It was strange, but now he understood the woman's arrangement. Tonight, he'd use all his skills to make her surrender. Chapter 10. The uninvited guest Eleanor, overjoyed, walked to the cake, about to close her eyes and blow out the candles. A flicker in her peripheral vision made her catch sight of a face, far too familiar. Suddenly, her face turned deathly pale. She trembled, body swaying, almost falling. I moved quickly, catching her arm and whispering, "What's wrong, Eleanor?" Terror contorted her features. She shivered, mind blank. Faced with my question, she had no answer. What was happening? How could he be here? Who arranged this? Oh my God, what was going on? Eleanor felt insane. But since she didn't move, everyone assumed she was making a wish and didn't rush her. After initial chaos, she forced herself to calm down. Her first thought, her husband had discovered something. But she shook her head, impossible. Finally, she decided it was a coincidence. Old Sal must have been hired as temporary help. It had to be, but the coincidence filled her with fear. So many people were watching. She couldn't let anything slip. Olivia forced herself to appear calm, closed her eyes, pretended to wish, and blew out the candles. Applause erupted. Happy birthday! The lights came back on. This time, Old Sal's face was clearly visible to everyone. Except for Eleanor and me, everyone's expression froze. They probably thought the hotel had nerve sending someone so ugly, truly off-putting. A few children cried, frightened. I took it all in, sneering inwardly. Ugly, right? Disgusting. But your precious Eleanor likes him. Eleanor took a deep breath, trying to suppress unease, terrified of being found out. She prayed Old Sal would leave. Of course, he didn't. He retreated to a corner, as agreed with his hirer, to wait until the end. Sal inwardly gloated. Such an angel was his for the taking. She'd even called him to an event like this. Later tonight. Hey, honey, what's wrong? Not feeling well? I asked, voice loud enough to draw attention. Yeah, Eleanor, what's the matter? That's right, sis, you were fine. Why so pale? Everyone fussed. Eleanor's heart trembled, face ashen. She was about to say she needed the hospital, an escape. With old Sal nearby, every moment was agony. If her secret was discovered, she didn't dare imagine. My next words cut her off. Eleanor, why are you looking at the cake? My gift to you is him. I smiled broadly, gesturing to old Sal. Silence. Dead silence. Everyone froze, staring at old Sal in bewilderment. Sal, hearing everything, feeling all eyes, looked uncomfortable, sensing something was wrong. Eleanor was stunned, mind blank, face colorless, staring at my smiling face. She felt an abyss before her, a gate to hell creaking open. Tears welled, pure terror. This Nathaniel, this. Leo, reacting quickest, sensed my tone's abnormality and stammered. Eleanor's parents and relatives were still confused. Ugh, a woman's gasp broke the quiet. All eyes turned to a large screen that had lit up. The image made everyone stare in disbelief. A woman, stunning, lay on a shabby massage table, upper body exposed. Beside her, an ugly, lecherous old man. The woman seemed to enjoy it. The video clips changed rapidly, edited, lasting a minute, until the end, when she tried to leave, was pulled back, and the scene became more explicit, unbearable. Eleanor trembled violently, tears streaming. The next moment, she felt countless gazes, like venomous curses. Smack! My usually reserved father-in-law was first to reach her, delivering a vicious slap. He shook with rage, feeling his dignity destroyed. You shameless whore. Go die. After hitting his daughter, he lunged at old Sal, unleashing punches and kicks, making the old man cry out. Leo, inheriting his father's temper, did the same. Other male relatives joined, surrounding old Sal, beating him until his wails filled the room. The women looked at me, slowly backing away, wanting to speak but unable, their expressions turning to disappointed sighs as they looked at Eleanor with disdain. Such a good husband, such a good man. Was Eleanor psychologically disturbed? You're going to be the death of me. I don't have a degenerate daughter like you. Her mother delivered another slap. Both of Eleanor's cheeks swelled, blood trickling from her mouth. Her gaze fixed on me, watching me retreat step by step until I disappeared through the doorway. Then her eyes filled with utter despair. I reached the hotel's ground floor entrance and stopped, turning, motionless. My eyes were calm, cold, empty. Finally, 5 minutes later, thump. A heavy impact sounded in front of me, followed by a spray of crimson liquid, splattering my face and clothes. Her beautiful face was mangled beyond recognition, but those familiar eyes stared straight at me. In them, there was regret, apology, love, but not a trace of hatred.